Hi there, and welcome to my weekly review of Doctor Who. And today we're going to be doing the season 6 finale of Doctor Who, episode 13, The Wedding of River Song.
Something has happened to time. That's what you say, what you never stop saying. All of history is happening at once. But what does that mean? What happened? Explain to me in terms that I can understand. What happened to time?
A woman.
Now, when I had the initial reviews, the spoiler-free previews on IO9, I read that most people who disliked Let's Kill Hitler would also dislike this for the same reasons. I was rather worried. Thank God I was proven wrong. Now, I don't outright love this episode, but I enjoyed it. And it just worked well for me. It was brilliant seeing the Doctor really go through just different stages of melancholy and joy and just acceptance and bravery. And and the moment when they declared that the Brigadier died, and just that's when it hits him that he can't avoid death. That was an amazing moment, and it just really cemented my opinion of Matt Smith as a really good Doctor. And he's my Doctor. So, let's start with the good parts. The alternate world. I loved what they'd done with this. I loved just mixing up with all the popular bits of history together, you know, pterodactyls in the park and giant steampunk railways going out of modern buildings and blimp cars and Winston Churchill being the Holy Roman Emperor of Britain. It really was just that sort of alternate history thing that I love, and it gets me every time. And I loved just the opening of it. It was that standard what the fuck that we got from Day of the Moon, where, you know, it just starts off in this really odd place and it just winds back and shows you what's happened before, and you slowly come to understand. I mean, Amy... It's finally nice to see Amy doing something about the emotion of losing a child. It just seemed to be swept under the rug, so it's nice to see her actually exercise those demons and, you know, see what effect it really had on her. And of course we get back to the big shipper romance of Amy and Rory, of them getting back together, and Rory a soldier, a kick-ass. Rory really is becoming Chuck Norris. He really is. Just kick-ass Roman soldier, Auton robot gun-firing thing. And the line of the silence, where they talked about Rory's Kenny factor, the fact that he keeps dying and dying again. I love that metatextual reference. But yeah. And it's brilliant. And of course we had the flirting between River and the Doctor. We had Madame Corvarian, although slightly less menacing when tied to a chair, but just, oh, she was brilliant, especially when she pronounced the word agony. Yeah. And I like the explanation of the eye drives with the big eyepieces. That was very cool, and a good explanation for the silence. The live chess match I loved. Okay, I'm just rambling here. Yeah, so let's move on to what I didn't like. As much as I like the alternate world, it was a recycled idea from last year's plot finale. The idea of the world being messed up and things being wrong and time slowly collapsing, that was last year's finale, as well as this one's. So Moffat does seem to be recycling the idea. No. Also, I don't like what they've done with River. When we're introduced to her, she was the kick-ass character. As I've said in previous interviews, she could match the Doctor, she was formidable, and she was self-reliant and a powerful woman. And now, what do we have? We have someone that's whingy and whiny and couldn't just accept what needed to be done. Now, I get that this is a younger version of River. This is before she's become super kick-ass River. This is still Melody Pond. But I just think the character has grown weaker and weaker the more we've learnt about her. They could have kept so much more mystery for her. And just handled her a lot better in this one. I mean, again, there were hints of what could have been done well. The idea that she was just holding it off long enough to show the Doctor that the universe cared about him, that the entire universe loved him. That would have been enough. Just, I couldn't let you die without showing you this first. That would have been brilliant, and the Doctor would be so moved that he married her, that end. But no, they couldn't just stop there. They really had to make it that she couldn't accept the Doctor's death. I really think on top of everything else, it's just weakened her character. Oh, and the test selector? Totally called it. I knew it was either going to be that or the Ganger tech. But still, it's satisfying and not illogical. Makes perfect sense. I just wish we actually got to see Canton again appear in this one. It'd be good if they had Rory and Canton as the two head agents. So yeah, this episode was a mixed bag. There were good parts, there were bad parts, there was recycled parts, and overall it felt competent, and it really got into the Doctor's character and in a way we don't normally see, and I enjoyed it. And I enjoyed the quirkiness and the weirdness and the whimsy of killer chess and skulls. Oh, and one more thing, that line, the monks behead you alive. Of course they behead you alive. Rarely do people get beheaded when dead. Sorry, just needed to point that out. So yeah, overall, I enjoyed this episode and felt it was a competent, well done series ending. 4 out of 5 TARDISes.
It's you. The sky's full of a million voices saying, yes, of course, we'll help. You've touched so many lives, saved so many people. Did you think when your time came, you'd really have to do more than just ask? You've decided that the universe is better off without you, but the universe doesn't agree.
River, no one can help me. A fixed point has been altered. Time is disintegrating.
I can't let you die.
I have to die.
Shut up! I can't let you die without knowing you are loved by so many and so much, and by no one more than me.